Dubai Municipality, Your Excellency, approaches the city as an integrated system, human, environmental, and built. Now, how does this system thinking shape the way we plan, or you plan, design, and deliver today's urban projects?
First of all, let me thank you and Habitat for their cooperation and sustainable working together. It's been for many years we are working with them in Sustainable Dubai International Sustainability Award, exchanging knowledge, sharing thoughts, and improving quality of life all over the world. Tomorrow or day after tomorrow, we will celebrate our winning prizes or candidates for this international award, which is a very important award to us because it has an impact on the whole world, not only in Dubai or UAE. In terms of the planning of a city here in UAE and Dubai especially, we make the human-centric needs is the center of our any plan or any project that we do in Dubai. Integrated design, agile infrastructure, innovative project. This is the core soul of any city. Today, I look at city as a brand. Whenever you buy any product, you look for the brand that will sustain with you and it will have a value. And this is what Dubai have created for itself, a brand that everybody is looking at and he wants to stay in or to live in. This is a very challenging ambition to us in Dubai Municipality to sustain this brand and to cater for the need for the people who choose to make Dubai their home or for the citizen of Dubai. So when you design a city, you go and design it in a way with our talent here in Dubai Municipality, being an engineer, being a town planner, or being a service provider. We make sure that the keyword that coming up in any search engine, everybody today will talk about quality of life. Everybody today will talk about longevity, and everybody will talk about wellness. If you look at those three keywords and try to impose them to Dubai, this is the new philosophy that we have about Blue and Green. Any citizen of Dubai or any visitor of Dubai, he would like to have quality of life, quality of service, quality of destinations, if we will call them. So that's why we said in Dubai Municipality, we need to design a city that will care for its citizen and it will care for the human. After a long working hour, you would like to take a walk on a park. So we need to make our park ready for your relaxation time. After a long week of work, projects, and taking care of the family, you would like to take a peace of mind on the beach. We should make sure that this beach is ready and available for you. This is the way we are designing the city, and everyday learning and everyday adding to the city to be human-centric, where it is fulfilling the need of its citizen.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I want to move this, and then we'll get back to Your Excellency and dive a bit deeper. I want to move into Ms. Rossbach. A very wonderful day to you, and thank you very much for joining us. From a UN Habitat's global perspective, how can blue and green systems be designed to enhance the everyday experiences of city residents? And may I ask, what role do you see these systems playing in the future of urban life?
Sure. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I also would like to thank Dubai Municipality for this long-term partnership. It's actually, Your Excellency, 31 years of partnership of the Dubai Awards. And in times like today, having a platform of practices and share these practices is a must. So first of all, to respond to your question, the challenges that we face as a planet are going to be largely addressed in cities. Why? Because today we have half of the population living in cities. In 2050, we're going to have about 70% of population living in cities. Cities represent 70% of emissions, but cities also represent 80% of the GDP, large percentage of energy consumption. So we really need to take care of cities. UN Habitat follows, our work actually follows the principles and the guidance of a document that was actually endorsed by member states 10 years ago called the New Urban Agenda. And the New Urban Agenda calls for what you said, Your Excellency, people at the center. So at the New Urban Agenda, we talk about compact cities. We talk about the social and the ecological function of the land, and this is critical. What's happening today is that we are growing more in territory than in population, and this is not sustainable. So everything starts with planning, how we plan the land, which has a critical ecological function and social function as well, right? So preserving the green ecosystems, preserving the blue ecosystems around the city through urban planning is fundamental, but also through planning, establish where are the locations where we can amplify green and blue infrastructure, because there is no way around. So right now what's happening in cities is fire, floodings, wave hits, you name it. All types of climate-related events are in cities. And the only way to mitigate the impact is the combination of a planning and second, infrastructure. And here, the green and blue and the experiences that you are sharing plays a fundamental role. At UN Habitat, for example, we advocate for public spaces. You mentioned beaches, for example, and parks, right? We advocate for nature-based solutions that can minimize the impact of floodings, right? Or even protect the city from a large and rapid spread of fires. So there's no way around. We have a lot of experiences that we know from our practices, collections, awards. The World Urban Forum is coming now. It's a large platform where cities come and exchange practices. And we have the tools and the guidance we work with.
Thank you very much for that answer, Ms. Rossbach, for that symbiotic relationship between cities and green life facilities. I want to move on and take this forward with Engineer Badr Anwahi. A very good day to you, sir. If I can bring this to the conversation, when we talk about public facilities, they are a daily touch point for residents. Moreover, if you could tell us how are Dubai's open spaces, public parks, beaches, other facilities designed to actively support blue and green objectives such as shading, cooling, and perhaps accessibility?
Well, first you need to know your customer, the users who are using your facilities on a daily basis. We are at a very important time of where we have different generations. Dubai as a city where you are designing for the citizens, you are designing for the tourists. So we took some time actually to study and learn the demography that we are targeting. So this was a very important point. Then there was a shift from building infrastructure to building experiences. And this is a fundamental shift of what we are doing today. The green and the blue, they intersect at three major pillars. One of them is the environmental aspects, where we look into, if you look at the beaches, for example, these are your first line of defense when it comes to climate change. So you need to design them accordingly because so many things are happening in the beach and the wind and when it rains. And the other pillar is the quality of life itself. It's the health, the connectivity, the social life. All these things are embedded within the design, the way we are doing, like bringing playgrounds to the beach, bringing bringing different experiences to the park and vice versa. The third pillar is the economical opportunities as well. While we are building the infrastructure and making it very usable by people, you want also to make good use of it commercially for the people and the citizens of Dubai.
A very interesting surgical perspective, as if you're already studying the compatibility before you launch something. Thank you for that. I want to go back to His Excellency about that deep dive we spoke about, sir. Dubai's blue and green infrastructure, it is no longer an amenity, but a core layer of urban performance. So would you tell us, how are we embedding systems into everyday urban life?
You just heard Bedr saying it's about experience. It's not about just a design. Each one of our engineers knows that whenever he will just draw a line or plan for a project, he's thinking about the added value for the human or for the citizen of Dubai. It's always been like this. We are a service department where we provide services to the city. By the way, 60%, almost 60% of the services, this is what we provide for Dubai. So you always think about your citizen, you think about the added value you are giving them. With the blue and green, it's not just a nice amenities or a nice beach that Bedr and his team has created. It's the functionality of this beach or of this destination that they are going to. If they will spend hundreds of millions in designing a park, at the end of the day, nobody is using it, nobody is utilizing it, it is waste of money. But whenever they start planning for the park, they know who is the customer, as Bedr said. Are we planning something for the older people? Are we planning something for Generation Z? Or are we mixing this for tourists plus workers, and we are utilizing the space we are designing? So it is already, I will call it should be, and this is what we are doing. It's embedded in the DNA of Dubai Municipality when you design something. And maybe you guys heard about the Huwi Dubai initiatives, how it's been started from the beginning. And if somebody who's living in Dubai or who's from Dubai and have not yet visited the Huwi in Ad-Shiba, I advise you to do so. You will see a different experience, where people are using the facility and enjoying the social life of it. You go up to that level of result-oriented KPIs for a project, where you measure the impact on a social life. And this is the most important for us. It's not about, this is what we say, it's not about just getting a completion certificate for a project. It is about measuring the result of the people utilizing this project. And you see in their eyes how they are enjoying this project that's been delivered by Dubai Municipality to Dubai.
Sense of longing, thus, is not only to a nation, but also in places within a nation. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. To Ms. Rossbach, I would like to ask you, how can cities ensure that quality of life through access to green spaces, walkability, public spaces, inclusive housing, and, may I add, basic services, is felt equitably across communities? I mean, rather than limited to a landmark or showcasing a project.
Yeah, no, that's a very critical question, because inequalities and segregation in cities is a challenge that we need to overcome. I think starting with urban planning, which I mentioned before, so planning as a process, not only a tool where we can identify, the vulnerabilities in the different territories of the cities. I think the second aspect is really, providing a zoom in areas that are more vulnerable, right? And if you look at the global challenge that we have, for example, more than 1 billion people living in informal settlements. So we have to zoom into these areas and really consider them as priority when we are designing plans and policies. Putting housing at the center, you mentioned housing. At the New Urban Agenda, we say that housing should occupy a central space, right? And then from there are a series of concepts that we have been working with. We have developed methodologies, for example, on public spaces, on how to make cities safer, how to make cities work better for women, for example. Nature-based solutions, as I mentioned before. We have also developed an initiative called Quality of Life, where exactly we work with stakeholders, we work with citizens to identify what exactly is working and what's not working, so that the city leaders can address. So with that, I think, the aspect of engaging with the citizenship, right? Building this social contract and building the consensus on what's the priority and how the city should respond to the inequalities in the territory is critical.
If I may dive deeper, Ms. Rossbach, today, of course, perhaps one of the key highlights that was talked about today is that how governments should decide if they are treating the man of today or the man of yesterday. I think by a same token, there is this is very relative to creating cities. So I'd like to ask, in your view, what is the single most important decision city leaders can make today to achieve lasting, long-term improvements in urban life and building something that outlives them?
Well, we also have to think about the cities of tomorrow. And it's impossible to think about the cities of tomorrow without talk to the youth. So we really need to incorporate the perspectives of young people, because we might have experience and wisdom, but they are the ones who are more able to look at the future. So this is one important aspect of the work that we have to do. And I think the most critical aspect is governance. Mm-hmm. Because through governance, we can, promote the coordination that we need, the horizontal coordination among the different cities departments, the vertical coordination, the local, the national, and also make sure that the perspectives of the different sectors, segments of societies is incorporated through processes.
Thank you very much for that. I want to wrap this up with one final question with Engineer Badr Anwahi. Your Excellency, you wanted to add something?
No, I was going to say is, you need to be agile when you design. You will not design a city for 100 years for the same people who are saying today. So agility is very important in taking a decision of designing anything.
Thank you very much for that. And from an operational perspective, Engineer Badr, how does Dubai ensure that public facilities continue to, let's say, perform sustainably over time, contributing to long-term quality of life?
I think last week we have announced that we are transforming our operations from normal maintenance department to integrated facility management. This is like, it sounds that we are doing it from cost optimization. Rather, for us is to bring all the assets together under one umbrella, one dashboard, leveraging on what we know and creating additional value in terms of whether this is green or blue. We are talking about more than 20,000 buildings. We are talking about 250 assets. We are using lots of robotic arms, lots of AI, lots of IoT sensors across the city. All these things are in which will help us in preventing the aging problem in terms of assets ahead of time. So we maintain it, we fix them before they go into, before it's too late of replacing them.
And thus, ladies and gentlemen, what transforms cities are two elements and not one: vision within a governance. Can we give a round of applause to His Excellency and to Ms. Anacláudia Rossbach and to Engineer Badr Anwahi? Thank you very much. Thank you.